In the narrow streets of a small town, under the sun and the warm smell of the earth, there was a child running barefoot. His name was Phele. For him, the world was made of just one thing: chasing a ball. Even when he left home to go to school, he often changed his route. If he found a tin can, an old scrap of cloth, or a patched-up ball in the street, he would forget his lessons and lose himself in the game. One day, he was late for school, and his teacher scolded him. But Phele bowed his head and murmured with a small smile on his lips, "But I need to score more goals if I want to play in the World Cup." And in that moment, the whole classroom burst into cheerful laughter. When he held a pencil at school, it became a ball for him. He would score imaginary goals in the small goals he drew in the corner of his notebook. While the teacher was teaching, Phele's mind was already on a wide field, in front of thousands of cheering fans. When the recess bell rang, his imagination became reality. A match would start in the schoolyard with his friends. Even with his small frame, when the ball reached his feet, it seemed like magic. He dribbled and finally sent the ball into the goal. Then he would shout joyfully, "Goal!" His friends would laugh until they couldn't breathe. "Phele, don't you ever get tired?" they would ask. But he never did, because he breathed football. One day, while older kids were playing a match in the neighborhood, he approached them. "Can I play too?" he asked. At first they laughed. "You're too small. You can't keep up with us." But the determination in his eyes silenced their jokes. The game began, and little Phele dribbled past and scored against children 2 or 3 years older than him so skillfully that everyone was amazed. When the match ended, one of the older kids came up to him and said, "There's a huge star shining inside you, Phele." Phele's passion wasn't limited to playing with others. Even when night fell, he didn't stop. Under the flickering streetlights, he would juggle his dusty ball, run to the goal, and shoot. The moonlight felt to him like a giant spotlight illuminating the field. When it rained, everyone ran home, but he ran alone on the wet dirt field. Mud stuck to his feet, water dripped from his hair, but Phele played with determination. "Rain is like applause for me," he would say to himself. Sometimes his friends wouldn't come to play football, but Phele's game never stopped. He would draw goals on walls with white chalk, take his ball, and shoot again and again. With every shot, he imagined a packed stadium. Fans cheered, flags waved, and his name was shouted. Phele would smile and raise his arms. Even playing against a wall, he was in the grandest stadiums in his imagination. Days passed by. Every time little Phele touched the ball, his dreams grew bigger. Sometimes his mother would look from the window and call, "Come home, it's getting dark." But he always stayed a little longer, took a few more shots. Because he knew, the more you chase your dreams, the closer they get. Phele's passion inspired those around him. Children in the neighborhood raced to play with him. After a game, everyone would be exhausted, but Phele still wanted to run. One day, his friend Joao asked in amazement, "Phele, why do you never stop? Why do you keep running when we're tired?" With shining eyes, Phele answered, "Because I'm just playing. Playing is like breathing for me." Time passed. As Phele grew, his talent shone even brighter. He stepped from the dusty fields of his small town onto bigger stages. At 16, he wore the jersey of the country's top team. He turned to his mother, eyes full of tears, and whispered, "Mom, my dream came true." But the real miracle had just begun. A year later, he was on the field at that big tournament, watched by the whole world. His heart was pounding wildly. The goals he had drawn on walls as a child had now become real goals in a massive stadium. The ball came to his feet. He dribbled, saw the goal, and took his shot. And the ball hit the net. Goal! Thousands stood up. Applause rose to the sky. Little Phele's dreams were now not only his own, but the reality of the entire world. He had gone beyond even his dreams. Because Phele's secret was simple. No dream is too big. As long as you chase it with passion, even in the dark of night, under the rain, and when you're alone, anything is possible.